Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios are back and have officially announced Injustice 2, with the game's release to be sometime in 2017. Injustice Gods Among Us was released in 2013, and it surprised the hell out of me. I was disappointed with NetherRealm's first foray into the DCU with Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, which was released in 2008. It just felt very generic and I don't know, it just felt very meh. When I played Injustice Gods Among Us, I was hooked. Not just the improved fighting, but the awesome roster of characters and the very underrated story. It was and still is genuinely engrossing. Seriously, please do yourself a favor and pick up the Injustice comic books. You won't be disappointed. The trailers and gameplay for Injustice 2 look beautiful and brutal. The fighting mechanics look smooth and the graphics look great. And I'm very, very intrigued in the new gear mechanic. But this video isn't going to be me gushing over the game itself. This video is about the roster. Several names have been announced and confirmed to be joining Injustice 2. Batman, Superman, Flash, Supergirl, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Atrocitus, Gorilla Grodd, and Black Manta, who is most likely a Environment Assist character, but I'm still going to include him. Dr. Fate and Captain Cold were teased as well, so those two will not be included, since they are pretty much all but confirmed. The number of characters hasn't been confirmed, but the rumor is around 28. The latest news about NetherRealm taking a more aggressive approach to DLC means that number will definitely be going up, and that excites me very much as a DC comic book fan. Especially since NetherRealm aren't afraid to go deep into the DC back catalog for characters. So with that, here is my list of characters I think should be in Injustice 2 and why. When NetherRealm first announced Injustice Gods Among Us, one of the first characters I imagined playing as is the Teen Titans resident green, now red, shapeshifter. His powers are just too good and too cool to not include. He would have one of the most visually appealing and diverse movesets in the game easily. Whether it's transforming into an elephant and stampeding your enemy, flying into the air and diving down as a bird, or causing complete chaos Primal Rage style as a dinosaur. Please NetherRealm, put Beast Boy in Injustice 2. The demon-hunting detective who specializes in the occult is no stranger to the Injustice universe, having appeared in the comics. Besides being a complete badass, he is one of the most smartest minds in the DCU, and his magic-based moveset would look spectacular, and would fit right in with fellow magic user and Justice League Dark partner, Zatanna. The supernatural protector of the green is a character a lot of fans want to see in Injustice. A regular on lists of characters wanted, and for a reason. His powers of regeneration and control of all plant life would make a fantastic addition. He would be a great mix of brute physicality and agility, with his quick plant-based attacks, keeping you at a distance with his plants, but also a nightmare when you are up close. While Swamp Thing is a protector and user of the green, the force connected to all plant life, Animal Man is an avatar and protector of the red, the force that connects all animal life in the universe. With the ability to mimic the abilities of any animal, his moveset would be awesome. You're probably asking why Beast Boy and Animal Man? Well, while the abilities sound the same at first, the possibilities for Animal Man I think are a lot more fun. While Beast Boy can transform into any animal, he only has the abilities of that specific animal while he is transformed. Animal Man can mimic multiple abilities at once without any physical transformation, taking flight with the ability of a bird while possessing the strength of a blue whale, and giving Flash a run for his money with the speed of a cheetah, all at the same time. There are plenty of Batman villains that would make great additions to the game, but Victor Zsasz would be perfect for NetherRealm's violent fighter. A psychopath who marks his body for every murder he commits, Victor would feel right at home in a Mortal Kombat game. Specializing in knives, he would be an imposing threat up close, having dislocated Batman's arm and almost murdering him. Seeing a no superpower, no special gadget or ranged weapon having fighter in the game would be a welcome breath of fresh air. Just an insane dude with a knife. A major character in the Injustice comics, having her as a fighter seemed like a no-brainer. It's a shame that she was most likely cut from the first game, judging from early concept art for Gods Among Us, but I would be very, very surprised if she isn't in the sequel. Being one of the most skilled martial artists in the DCU, having mastering several fighting styles, and her devastating Sindel-like canary cry, it would be a disappointment if she's looked over yet again. This was a close one between Harper Row and Jason Todd, aka the Red Hood, a popular choice in many character wanted lists. I felt that they would have similar styles and moves, and that's why I had to choose one out of the two. While Jason Todd is the more favored and more of a shoo-in, Harper Row I think would have a more diverse and overall fun and badass moveset. She has the usual Bat family gadgets, and even has improved some of Batman's gadgets, due to her amazing electrical engineering experience. She also has extensive hand-to-hand and firearm experience. I know what you're thinking, so does Jason Todd, right? And this is why I chose Harper Row. While Jason Todd has his dual pistols and that is always a great character gimmick moveset-wise, Harper Row has several shotguns at her disposal. One in particular is nearly as big as her. Seeing her lug around a giant shotgun with ease and having the same agility as Batman or Robin is just too awesome for me to not want to see in the game. Everybody's favorite time-traveling douchebag, Booster Gold is a fan favorite among die-hard comic book readers. After losing his career in a gambling scandal, Booster steals some technology, a Legion of Superheroes flight ring, a power suit, powered gauntlets, a super chic visor, and a time machine to go back in time and make himself a rich and famous superhero. While he starts off as a douche and a nuisance to other superheroes, he gains their trust and acceptance over time, and basically becomes the DCU's equivalent of the Doctor from Doctor Who, traveling through time to correct events, still with his trademark sense of humor, cocky attitude, and of course his robot pal Skeet. Trigon was actually in Injustice Gods Among Us, albeit you can only fight him in the very last Star Labs mission for Raven. Personally, he looked a bit underwhelming physically. He just didn't look like the imposing, horrific monster demon he truly is. Being Raven's father, he would have similar demonic abilities as her, but a lot more devastating. In an alternate timeline, Trigon single-handedly destroyed Earth and killed many heroes such as Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, Hawkman, Wonder Woman, and Dr. Fate. He is one of the most powerful beings in DCU, and seeing him fully realized and fleshed out, towering over other fighters looking intimidating as all shit, is something I would really love to see. This is another no-brainer. Katana is a must in my eyes and a perfect candidate for the fighting game. Katana is a legit badass with a tragic but very, very interesting backstory. Appearing in Arrow and the upcoming Suicide Squad movie, it's about time Katana gets the appreciation she deserves. Her weapon of choice, the Soul Taker, contains the souls of every person killed by it. Besides the Soul Taker, she uses weapons like shurikens, a dagger, and caltrops. NetherRealm would have a ball creating her moveset, and players would too while playing as her. While I mentioned some of the most powerful beings in the DCU, the Spectre is definitely high and above, more powerful than them all. The most powerful force in the Injustice comic books, the embodiment of God's divine wrath, Spectre possesses total omnipotence and can do anything within the scope of his imagination. His primary use of his unlimited might was unleashing concentrated blasts of magical lightning, growing to the size of a giant and summoning a flaming sword to slay spirits and immortals. The Spectre is so powerful, even superhumans of Superman and Shazam's degree can do little to nothing to actually hurt him. And even the immortal Phantom Stranger's considerable power was only laughed off during their duel. The Spectre is the embodiment of God's divine wrath. Necron, on the other hand, is the embodiment of death and darkness. He has the power to take and restore life as he pleases, contributing to the reanimation of many heroes in the past. The creator of the Black Lanterns, he possesses many abilities I think would be awesome in the game. Able to fire bolts of a force called Dark Lightning from his hands, he also has the ability of gaining strength from the death he causes, something I think would be a cool character-specific feature after every round he wins, albeit a little cheap and annoying, but interesting nonetheless. One of my favorite characters in the entire DCU, and who I think is perfect as a playable character. He has appeared in the Injustice comic book, so there is already a link there. The shapeshifting and malleable jokester would make Dao Zim from Street Fighter jealous. Plastic Man can change his density at will, becoming as dense as a rock or as flexible as a rubber band. He can stretch his limbs and body to superhuman lengths and sizes. There is no known limit to how far he can stretch his body. He can also shrink himself down to a few inches tall, or become as tall as a Titan. And there is my list of characters I think should be in Injustice 2. I know most likely not all of them will be included, but I would be more than happy nonetheless if a few of them made it in. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see in the game. Don't forget to click like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you find me the least bit interesting. Thanks for watching.